Hey, Shell, what horrors have you caused, buddy?
Oh, please, we weren't always evil.
Really?
Of course not. We were founded in 1833.
Wait, that's before oil was even used for energy.
Well, we didn't do oil first. Our founder, Marcus Samuel, was an antique stealer.
But you're English, and if the British Museum has taught me anything, I think you mean klepto.
Ignoring that, turns out he wanted to sell seashells.
By the seashore?
No, in homes, to rich people, for decoration.
Okay, I just meant that it was like...
And so he did, and people loved it so much he started a very successful import-export business.
Huh, I really never thought about who she was when she was selling seashells by the seashore, but man, she must have made bank.
After the first Marcus Samuel died, he passed it to his sons, one also named Marcus Samuel, and another one, for some reason, named Samuel Samuel.
Samuel squared?
Yes, double the Samuel. In between those two brothers, they are 3/4 of just Samuel.
Okay, focus.
Anyway, most ships carrying oil had to be done in barrels, which was not very efficient, so Marcus Samuel dreamed of a purpose-built tanker for this, and so the Murex was born.
How did they get all this oil?
Well, Marcus Samuel secured a 9-year deal to sell kerosene east of the Suez.
Oh, who did they do the deal with?
The Rothschilds.
Oh no, I can already feel the comment section.
And then Samuel, of the Marcus variety, created 10 more tankers, all named after seashells.
Well, this is whiplash between horrifying and wholesome.
My sweet summer child, we're just warming up.
Oh, double no. It's like the Samuel of no's.
Anyway, then Marcus Samuel went on to help a random British warship that had run aground, and so he got knighthood.
What a weird side quest.
Yes, and then Double Samuel ended up creating Samuel & Co. in Yokohama, Japan, really setting them on the path to industrialization, creating their need for oil.
You were the reason Japan jumped from feudal to war-crazed military empire in like 50 years?
Hey, Russia getting their cheeks beat also helped.
Why are they always somehow involved?
Yes, but then a man named Henry Dieterding took over as general manager, and the war broke out.
Oh no, did you play both sides?
The audacity! No! We were staunch supporters of the Allies. We volunteered our ships, we gave England all their aviation fuel, and we created 80% of the TNT they used.
80% of the TNT?
Well, yes, I mean, you need to get those munitions going.
Okay, lot of death.
Oh, so much. But we got so good at it that Henry Dieterding became an honorary knight commander of the Order of the British Empire.
Okay, I mean, at least you were pro-Entente. Nice.
Well, of course, I mean, for now.
What?
Anyway, in 1919, we took control of Mexican Eagle Petroleum, forming Shell Mex, and we held it until the Mexican government took it back in the 1930s.
Okay.
Well, then Shell Chemicals was founded in 1929, and we sold a ton of oil to this nice man named Francisco Franco.
The dictator that held control over Spain from the 30s to the 70s?
I mean, see?
Okay.
Then we merged with BP until 1975.
Your merger with BP lasted as long as the dictator you helped install?
Look, that's not going to be our last dictator, so you might want to get used to it.
When?
So in World War II,
Oh no.
we supplied a lot of oil to the Allies. Aviation fuel, TNT again, an undersea pipeline, and we even tested jet engines with our R&D.
Okay. What did you do for the other side?
Well, remember that knight and general manager, Henry Dieterding?
Yes.
Well, post the Great War, he ended up becoming a really big fan of this Austrian painter.
Oh no, again.
Yes, he sent them quite a bit of money, so much so that he's probably the reason the NSDAP didn't go bankrupt.
How close were they?
Well, when Dieterding died in 1939, his funeral was hosted by the German government, which was headed by the Austrian painter, because he was just so thankful for him.
Oh my gosh, please tell me that's it.
No, you see, then we partnered with a company called IG Farben, who were really interested in chemicals and gases.
Shell? No.
Yes, and then we created an oil company with them.
Why would you do that?
And in 1933, our German subsidiary, Renania OSAG, fired all of the Jewish board members and replaced them with very German, very not Jewish board members. And then we used at least 1,385 aggressively encouraged laborers from those focus camps.
Please stop.
The labor in our Romanian oil fields ended up fueling about 3 million barrels of oil for the German military per year.
It's like you're trying to be the worst you can be.
Hey, no, afterwards we felt really bad about it.
Really?
Yes, we dismissed 50 of our staff members from our Netherlands office for collaborating.
That was it?
Oh, yes, of course, 50 felt like enough to take the fall.
It wasn't!
Well, look, we got way too busy after the war to take responsibility for our actions.
Okay, what else were you doing?
Partnering with the Sultan of Muscat to fund an army and start a war in Oman. I've heard they've got oil.
I'd say why, but I'm not even shocked at this point. What did you use the money for?
To become the first company in the Netherlands to have a computer in 1952. I'd say it's worth the bloodshed.
Of course you would.
Yes, and then in 1989, we discovered that we're doing a lot of damage to the environment, so we decided to build our oil platforms like a couple meters higher, in case those water levels really do rise.
You realized you were hurting it in the 80s and you just raised the platform?
Well, yes, we thought it was pretty efficient. In the 2000s, we acquired Pennzoil, which was a descendant of the Rockefeller Standard Oil.
Oh, fun. Evil crossover.
We then may have been fined for $450 million for overstating our oil reserves.
Okay, I mean, yeah, not the worst thing you've done.
We then restructured the company into a single capital structure and sneakily took over some Iraqi oil fields in 2009.
Great.
Then we just kept partnering with people like Brazil, the United States, Australia, Italy, Argentina.
Oh, good. Spread the bat around.
Yes, and then in recent years, we've had quite a bit of oil spills, including the Nigeria Delta region in 2008, which it still hasn't been rectified.
Of course it hasn't, but why?
Well, it was the result of sabotage.
Was it really?
Who really knows? But then in 2016, we had 2 oil spills, one in California and one in the Gulf of Mexico.
Dude, are you being paid by Dawn to hurt this many animals?
Oh, wait, that didn't include the pipeline ruptures in 2015 and 2016.
Wow, 2016, not a good year for anybody near you.
No, but then Russia invaded Ukraine, and we do a lot of business with Russia, so we have just been very slowly cutting those ties.
Like you still haven't?
Oh, I mean, not all of it.
Okay, like what's the overall environmental contribution you've done?
It's from 1988 to 2015, we contributed 1.7% to all worldwide greenhouse gas emissions.
You're one company.
We agree, we were pretty disappointed with that number because in the same time frame, China Coal managed to put out 14.3% of all global greenhouse gas emissions. They outdid us by nearly 8.5 times. We really need to step up our game.
What?